The early financial impact of COVID-19 on the arts community is in, and the results are staggering. In just under a week, those Massachusetts nonprofit cultural organizations polled reported a loss of more than $55.7 million, and individual artists reported lost income of $2.89 million, and that was just through March 22nd. For more on this, I spoke with the executive director of the Mass Cultural Council, Anita Walker.
Well, we knew that our field had been hard hit by the coronavirus, but honestly, I had no idea of the magnitude. The first indication was the number of responses. I mean, as you said, this was just a 6-day collection, really just kind of a dipstick into the field. And we had over 1,000 individual responses to our survey, 566 from that many discrete organizations, and nearly 600 individual artists who responded to the survey. In dollars and cents, $55.7 million has been lost by our cultural organizations in Massachusetts. And I want to emphasize that this is real-time losses. This is not projected losses over the next 6 months. It is what they have lost already. And if you just look at an average loss per organization, that would be about $133,000 per organization in just the last 2 or 3 weeks. Imagine what could come in front of us.
And that's such a small window. Do you fear that some of these museums or other cultural venues will be forced to close permanently because of this?
You know, this is going to be a really tough one to bounce back from. I've been working in this field for more than 30 years. We've gone through several recessions, really tough times in the past. And we have a very resilient nonprofit sector in the cultural sector. But I have never seen a situation where every single source of income has just been wiped out. Earned income, well, you can't earn income if you can't open your doors and do programming. Income off of your endowments or savings, you've looked at the stock market, there's not a lot of income coming off of that stream. And then meanwhile, people are going to be reluctant to give and make contributions because they don't know what the future holds.
Yeah, I also read in your findings that 8,000 jobs have been impacted. Can you break that down for us? I think people might hear that and think, oh my gosh, 8,000 people have lost their jobs. What does that 8,000 represent?
So about 58% of the organizations that responded to our survey reported that they were having layoffs, which means people are losing their jobs altogether, furloughs, which means they don't have their job now, but they hope to be able to call them back, or reduced hours. We know a lot of our organizations are cutting people back to half-time. 8,221 jobs are affected by layoffs, furloughs, and reduced hours. And again, this was just a snapshot in time over the last 6 days of our survey, and it's what's happened because of 2 to 3 weeks of this coronavirus crisis.
So can you be somewhat optimistic then that if some of those are furloughed or reduced hours, that eventually they could come back and just regain their full position?
I know that that's what everybody wants to happen. And so what we need to do is find a way to give our organizations safe harbor so they can weather this storm. Who knows how long the storm's going to last? You know, we in Massachusetts have storms from time to time, and it's nice when they're over in 2 or 3 days. So I think really the two things that matter most are how long is this crisis going to last, and can we provide safe harbor and a cushion for our organizations so that they can bounce back when the times get better. And then the second thing is, how are we taking care of these workers who are not earning an income now between now and when the sun comes out again?
Speaking of that safe harbor, I know that one of the reasons that Mass Cultural Council wanted to collect this data was to share it not only with the public, but state lawmakers. Do you have any sense, have you heard any ideas of how lawmakers might use this, turn it into something that could support some of these artists or organizations?
Well, first I can tell you at the Mass Cultural Council, we are putting together 2 relief efforts. One aimed at individuals. As I said, nearly 600 individual artists have responded to our survey. And again, last 2 or 3 weeks, more than 5,000 gigs or jobs have been lost by those respondents. That amounts to about $2.8 million in income. And for probably 75% of these artists, that's their sole source of income. They usually look to the spring to bounce back from a kind of a slow and lean winter. That's not happening this year. So they're in real trouble. So we need relief for our independent contractors, our independent artists. We also need relief for our employees who may have lost their jobs at cultural organizations who are not able to collect unemployment. Nonprofits in Massachusetts have the option of paying into the unemployment system or waiting and not paying in until they actually have to lay somebody off. If you're in a situation where you have no funds when that moment comes, that puts everybody in a real tough situation. So we want support for the human beings, the people, the workers, the hard workers who are part and parcel of what Massachusetts is every single day. Secondly, we need resources and help for our organization. So we're putting a relief fund together for the individuals, and we're also putting a strategy together to help our organizations find that safe harbor to just make it through until this ends, and so that they can come back in full steam ahead when the crisis is over.
And as these items roll out and become available, what's the timetable you're looking at for those? Do you know yet?
Yes, we do. So we have pretty much the frameworks of our plans for the individual artists and the organizations in place. We're going to be taking those to our council when they meet for final approval on April 7th, and then we want to get that relief out just as fast as we possibly can. We also have been communicating with our legislative champions, chairs of our Committee on Tourism, Arts, and Cultural Development, and other legislators who are working very hard to figure out how to address this crisis here in Massachusetts. And this data, they have told us, is extremely helpful to help them understand what is needed in the cultural sector.
I know that the Cultural Council, I think it was last week, also held a Zoom meeting to help give some tips to people during this time to help them weather this very difficult period. Was there one that stood out to you that you could share with people?
The ground is shifting so rapidly. A week or so ago when we held our webinar, and by the way, we have 400 people sign up, which was pretty amazing for us on a webinar. First and foremost, they just wanted to understand more about the coronavirus. What is it? How do you protect yourself from it? How do we protect our organizations from it? So a lot of the questions that we had were really about the coronavirus itself. The CDC has done studies on quarantines and people who have had to be isolated or self-isolated. And when it all ends, there is trauma, and there is something akin to post-traumatic stress. And so we need to be ready for recovery. Right now, we're trying to figure out how to get through the crisis. But once we get through it, there's going to be a recovery period. And we're going to have to figure out how to help people become healthy mentally, psychologically, physically, and in every other way when this passes.